The Chicago Bears offensive line gets a change yet again, with Teven Jenkins kind of going on Twitter and confirming that he will be moving positions next season for the third time in 3 years. What does this mean for Teven Jenkins' career moving forward with the Chicago Bears? And what does that mean for the Chicago Bears draft selection? We'll talk about all that and more in today's episode of the Windy City Breeze Sports Talk Daily. Let's go. Now, if you are new to the channel, please like the video. Please subscribe to the page, man. We do talk Chicago sports daily on this channel. It's the only channel talking Bears, how Bears fans talk, man. So make sure that you get in tune with us, man. So Teven Jenkins, I believe yesterday, basically over the weekend, was tweeting and answering questions, different things like that, about what some of his different thoughts on the season, different stuff like that. And one person on Twitter asked him, "Are you going to play tackle or guard this year?" To which Teven Jenkins then quote tweeted that tweet and sent you to a tweet that was from Bryson Stricker, where it says, "Per sources, Bears O-line Teven Jenkins will be moving to left guard next season for Chicago. This move comes after the Chicago Bears have acquired Nate Davis, guard." So that would essentially mean that we've got, I would say, 3 pieces of our offensive line that we know where they're actually going to be slated at now. We got Nate Davis sliding in at the right guard position, which, okay, I'm not mad at that. Teven Jenkins moving to left guard, which is another switch in his 3rd year. I'm a little bit intrigued by that move, especially seeing how well he actually played at the right guard position, but it does put him next to Braxton Jones, who probably is going to stick around there at that left tackle. Now, the question mark does come in, who's going to be the center? Who's going to be your right tackle, right? I would assume this is probably, this is a little bit telling to me, right? I think that you're probably going to go right tackle in the draft now, if this is kind of how you're feeling like your lineup is shaking out. But I mean, you still could go left side of the football if you don't believe that Teven Jenkins is healthy enough to stay in there. Now, talent wise, right, it seems to be without question that Teven Jenkins is one of the best talents on the Chicago Bears offensive line, right? Like, he's a guy that comes in there. I mean, he's been thrown around to different positions time after time. It hasn't affected him a ton. Right tackle kind of affected him, but I don't think he had a ton of time to really get used to that position. I mean, they threw him out there for a couple of plays where, like, that didn't work, and then moved him into guard. Left tackle, to me, was his first position, right? That's where he was drafted at. And he kind of got like a quarter of a season in there due to injury, but he didn't look atrocious at that spot. It seemed like it was a work in progress that he really didn't get to work on. And now he's learning a brand new position again. Now, right guard to left guard, a difference in hand, going back to a dominant hand for him. He's learned the guard technique, getting the hands up, getting the hands out quick, and he was really dominant on the right side. I'm not upset by the fact that the Chicago Bears seem like they're going to be moving him back over to the left side here. I think that'll give him a little bit more, maybe even make him a little bit more dominant standing next to Braxton Jones, right? Because now he's got the tackle technique down where you got to be quick. You got to get your hands up quick. You got to attack your man a lot quicker. It's not like the tackle position where you want that elongated step where you got the arm out, right, and you're trying to just keep a guy moving towards the end of the edge now. But I think, right, like going back to the dominant hand, the side of the football that he's a lot more used to playing, and being at that guard position with the technique that he proved to be pretty dominant at with that right guard at right guard last year, right? I think that that's actually a smart move. I think that's actually an improvement for Teven Jenkins. What I don't like is that we continue to move guys around. I like to draft guys and let them play the position that they were drafted to play. But I think kind of the Bears are trying to play with this and see what the best case scenario is here on this offensive line. You're going with, in theory, right, more youth on the left side of your line. This would help Braxton Jones, right? If you got a better guard next to you, right? Braxton Jones, even on the outside, right? He's on his own. You got to be on your own. But on the inside, right? You got a guy like Teven Jenkins standing there who, like I said, did a really good job at that guard position. Is going to be able to watch his back. Is going to be able to help him a little bit more on the inside. I actually like that, especially with the question mark that is coming possibly at tackle at center, right? Is Lucas Patrick going to be the Chicago Bears starting center? Is it going to be Cody Whitehair? There's a ton of question marks around that. We really haven't heard anything from Lucas Patrick either, right? We haven't heard a confirmation or a denial that he's going to be the Chicago Bears center. So I think there's still a ton of question marks with that. I want to know how you guys feel. Let me know in the comments below. I'll be down there talking with you as well. Do you like the move to move Teven Jenkins to the left guard position? Do you think that this will be a move that does help the Chicago Bears in the long run? Will this benefit the team, man? I'll be down there talking with you guys as always, man. Here's the one thing to me though. I think this does show your hand a little bit, right? Because we've talked about a lot of these guys in college and said, hey, okay, are you going for the left tackle position? Are you going for the right tackle position? I dropped the video breaking down Broderick Jones. I love him as a left tackle. I think that he is a really, really good left tackle, but he's only played left tackle, right? So does that mean now that you're probably looking at Paris Johnson in this draft and leaning more towards Paris Johnson to play that right side of the football for you? Paris Johnson probably is going to end up being more of a right tackle in the NFL. I think he would be really good at the left tackle. I think he'll be one of those guys that can stand in and play both, right? But I mean, like, you're going to go out there and get a top tier player. They really, really seem like that as the offseason continues to go. I just have to believe that they love Braxton Jones, right? Like, I know I've talked about kind of some of the up and down tendencies that I saw in his game, right? And not to say I'm some offensive line savant, right? I'm just going on the things that I've seen really good offensive linemen do and seen him do. I have seen the flashes where he does look like some of those really, really good offensive linemen, some of those top tier offensive linemen in the NFL. But I don't know if I've seen enough of the flashes to ride with him as hard as the Bears are riding with him. But I mean, they feel like as the offseason continues to go on, as we get closer to the draft, it really feels like the Chicago Bears are locked in with Braxton Jones at that left tackle position. And especially with this move, because I thought, if anything with Braxton Jones, if you were going to make a position change with him, he was going to slide into your left guard. You were going to go out and get you a left tackle, right? If you were going to do that in the draft. To me now, I think this says a lot. I think your left side of the football is essentially locked up now. You got Braxton Jones. You've got Teven Jenkins over there on the left side. Again, we don't know what's going on with the center position. Nobody seems to know what's going on with the center position. He's only the most important guy, right? Like, at least we know it's not going to be Sam Mustipher, but he's only the most important guy, right? He snaps the football. You know what I mean? Right side of the ball, we got Nate Davis at guard. I would assume you're probably going to plug in Paris Johnson at that right tackle position. And I got to think you're going Cody Whitehair at your center at this point. I mean, you've had two regimes try him. It hasn't been great with either. I'm not going to say he's been abysmal while he's been center for the Chicago Bears, but it definitely hasn't been the answer, right? And so you still got question marks at the center position. Most important position. The one thing I do know with Cody Whitehair is that through three regimes, he's been able to snap the football. The problem often comes in with the blocking after, but I mean, like, I guess it could be worse. You still have concerns there with injury as well. Again, Cody Whitehair missed a ton of time last season with injury. So to me, I think there's still so many question marks with this offensive line. But at least we're starting to piece in some answers. We're starting to figure out some of the pieces to the puzzle, man. Do you like I said, do you guys like this move? Do you feel like this is going to be indicative of where the Bears are going to slate drafting offensive line if they do go with the offensive line in that first round, right? I think personally, this probably locks you in to a Paris Johnson if the Bears are going to go anywhere, because Paris Johnson has shown that ability to also play on the right side of the football, play some right tackle there. And then Who the heck's playing center? Y'all give me your best guess on that down in the comments below as well. Hey, as always, man, it is your boy Pat the Designer back at it again. To continue watching our Chicago Bears content, click the links on the screen or check the links in the description below. Let me know how you guys are feeling on the move from Teven Jenkins. All that. We got a ton of content coming your way. Make sure to be tuned in for the daily show Monday through Friday as well. We did NBA playoff predictions today. We'll probably talk a little bit of football tomorrow on the show. Breaking this down even more in depth, and then finally, you know, getting to some of the stuff around the league as well. As always, it's your boy Pat the Designer back at it again. Stay safe out there, Chicago. Peace.